Have you ever wondered what really happens when older adults engage in self-pleasure? This is a topic that carries a lot of stigma, misconceptions, and unnecessary guilt. But here's the truth: this is a natural, healthy, and even beneficial practice that can improve both physical and emotional well-being. Yet, so many people hesitate, question, or even feel ashamed of something that is not only normal but also a key part of self-care and overall health. As we grow older, the body changes, the mind evolves, and our approach to intimacy shifts. Some people worry that their desires should diminish with age. Others feel that society has placed unnecessary rules around what is appropriate for older adults. But let's be clear: your needs, your body, and your happiness are just as important now as they were decades ago. The purpose of this discussion is to break down the walls of shame and empower you with knowledge. Because here's the thing: self-pleasure is not just about physical gratification. It's about maintaining a strong sense of self, reducing stress, improving sleep, and even supporting overall health. But so many older adults face unnecessary guilt or misinformation about this topic. That's why we need to have this conversation honestly, openly, and without fear. Many people struggle with loneliness, changes in their relationships, or even health conditions that affect intimacy. Over time, cultural messages may have instilled the idea that pleasure is something that fades with age. But the reality is different. The desire for connection, the need for touch, and the ability to experience pleasure do not simply vanish. They evolve. When ignored, this hesitation can lead to emotional distress, increased stress, and even a decline in self-confidence. Studies have shown that self-pleasure has multiple benefits, including increased blood circulation, improved mood, and a stronger connection to one's own body. But when shame takes over, it can lead to isolation, anxiety, and a sense of loss. That's why it's crucial to embrace the truth: your body belongs to you, and its needs matter. If you have ever felt uncertain about this subject, you're not alone. Many older adults have questions but feel too embarrassed to ask. It's time to clear up the misconceptions and replace hesitation with confidence. The reality is that self-pleasure is a form of self-care. It allows for relaxation, stress relief, and a better understanding of personal needs. Science supports this. Engaging in self-pleasure releases endorphins, the body's natural feel-good hormones, which help with pain relief and mood enhancement. It also promotes better sleep, reduces tension, and can even help maintain a positive body image. And yet, many people carry unnecessary guilt or worry that it's somehow wrong. But let's make one thing clear: there is absolutely nothing wrong with it. In fact, embracing this aspect of self-care can lead to a greater sense of personal fulfillment and confidence. Of course, challenges can arise. Some people experience physical changes that make self-pleasure more difficult, such as decreased sensitivity, arthritis, or mobility issues. But solutions exist. Different techniques, lubricants, and even guided relaxation exercises can make the experience more enjoyable and comfortable. The key is to approach it with an open mind and a willingness to adapt. Another challenge comes from emotional blocks. If someone has spent decades believing that self-pleasure is taboo, it can be difficult to shift that mindset. But remember, this personal growth is a lifelong journey. It's never too late to challenge outdated beliefs and embrace a healthier, more positive perspective. The key is to replace guilt with acceptance and shame with confidence. Real-life experiences show us the power of embracing this aspect of self-care. Many older adults who have learned to let go of the stigma report feeling more in tune with themselves, more relaxed, and even more comfortable in their relationships. when we remove the unnecessary barriers of shame and misinformation. We open the door to deeper self-awareness and improved emotional health. It's not just about personal pleasure, it's about self-acceptance. It's about understanding that your needs matter at every stage of life. When you give yourself permission to explore what brings you joy, you reinforce the idea that your happiness is worth prioritizing. The phrase, "it's not just about personal pleasure, it's about self-acceptance," indicates that engaging in activities that bring joy and satisfaction is not solely for fleeting enjoyment, but also serves as a powerful affirmation of one's worth. Many people, particularly as they age or take on responsibilities, may feel guilty about pursuing personal happiness. However, this statement challenges that mindset by emphasizing that self-acceptance means acknowledging one's needs without shame or hesitation. The next line, "It's about understanding that your needs matter at every stage of life," reinforces the idea that self-worth is not confined to youth or particular life circumstances. As people transition through different stages of adulthood, parenthood, career growth, aging, they often deprioritize their own happiness in favor of obligations or societal expectations. This statement reminds the reader that their desires, passions, and well-being are significant, no matter their age or situation. The phrase, "when you give yourself permission to explore what brings you joy," encourages the active pursuit of happiness. Many individuals wait for external validation or for the right time to engage in self-care. But this sentence stresses that happiness is a choice and a personal responsibility. Giving oneself permission means shedding guilt, embracing curiosity, and recognizing that joy is not a luxury but necessity. Finally, you reinforce the idea that your happiness is worth prioritizing, drives home the transformative effect of self-acceptance. By choosing joy and acknowledging personal needs, one sends a powerful message to themselves that they are valuable and deserving of fulfillment. This prioritization of happiness is not just about feeling good in the moment, it builds self-confidence, emotional resilience, and a deeper connection with oneself. In essence, this passage is a call to action for individuals to honor their needs, embrace their desires, and recognize that their well-being matters throughout life's journey. Sustaining a positive outlook in life requires an intentional commitment to self-care, not just as a routine but as a philosophy of living. It means putting oneself first without guilt, without hesitation, and without the burden of outdated societal expectations that have long dictated how individuals should prioritize their well-being. Too often, people, especially those in older generations, have been conditioned to believe that self-care is selfish, indulgent, or unnecessary. However, modern science and psychology tell a very different story. Self-care is essential for mental, emotional, and physical well-being. Prioritizing self-care without guilt means understanding that taking time for oneself is not a luxury, it is a necessity. Whether it's nourishing the body with the right foods, engaging in physical activity, setting boundaries, or taking moments to relax and recharge, these acts are crucial for maintaining a high quality of life. Guilt has no place in self-care because caring for oneself allows a person to show up more fully for others. It is not an act of selfishness, but an act of preservation and strength. Replacing outdated notions with scientific facts and personal empowerment is another key element of sustaining a positive outlook. Society has evolved, and with it, so has our understanding of health, relationships, and well-being. Many traditional beliefs, especially those surrounding aging, pleasure, and self-worth, have been debunked by science. For instance, older adults were once told to slow down, to accept discomfort, and to expect a decline in vitality. Today, research proves that staying active, maintaining intimacy, And embracing self-care practices can significantly enhance longevity and overall happiness. Personal empowerment comes from embracing these truths and making informed choices based on knowledge rather than outdated fears or social stigmas. Self-pleasure, in particular, is one aspect of self-care that has long been shrouded in shame or secrecy. However, recognizing it as an act of self-love and self-respect is a transformative perspective. It is not merely a physical act. It is a statement of personal worth. It is about acknowledging one's needs, listening to one's body, and engaging in activities that promote relaxation, confidence, and a sense of well-being, far from being something to feel embarrassed about. Self-pleasure can be a deeply healing and affirming practice, reinforcing self-acceptance and emotional connection with oneself. When practiced with confidence, self-care, whether through mindfulness, personal pleasure, or acts of self-kindness, can lead to a healthier, more fulfilling life. Confidence is the key ingredient that turns self-care from an occasional act into a lifestyle. It allows individuals to embrace their choices without fear of judgment, to prioritize their needs without apology, and to cultivate a sense of inner peace and fulfillment. A fulfilling life is not about denying oneself joy, but about fully embracing all the ways in which one can nurture and celebrate personal well-being. Ultimately, sustaining a positive outlook is a commitment to self-respect, self-awareness, and self-love. It is about rewriting the narrative of what it means to age, to experience pleasure, and to take care of oneself. It is about stepping into a space of empowerment where happiness is not something to feel guilty about, but something to actively cultivate and embrace. At the end of the day, this is about choice. The choice to embrace what makes you feel good. The choice to prioritize your well-being. The choice to challenge outdated beliefs and replace them with knowledge. You have the power to decide what is right for you, without fear, without shame, and without hesitation. This passage emphasizes the power of personal choice and the importance of taking control over one's well-being, mindset, and lifestyle. It encourages individuals to embrace what truly makes them feel good rather than conforming to societal expectations or outdated norms. The phrase, "at the end of the day, this is about choice," sets the foundation for the entire message. It suggests that no matter the external influences, personal decision-making is the ultimate factor in shaping one's life. This statement highlights the responsibility and autonomy each person holds over their own happiness and well-being. The choice to embrace what makes you feel good reinforces the idea that self-awareness and self-care are essential. Many people go through life suppressing their desires or avoiding things that bring them joy due to fear of judgment, guilt, or external pressure. This line encourages the reader to acknowledge and welcome the things that genuinely bring them happiness. Whether it be a lifestyle change, a new habit, or even a shift in mindset, the choice to prioritize your well-being stresses the importance of putting oneself first. It acknowledges that well-being is not just physical but also mental and emotional. Society often places demands on individuals to prioritize work, responsibilities, or the needs of others before their own. This statement challenges that notion, urging the reader to make intentional decisions that support their health, peace, and overall well-being. The choice to challenge outdated beliefs and replace them with knowledge suggests a transformation in thinking. Many long-held beliefs, whether personal, cultural, or societal, can limit growth and well-being. The passage encourages questioning these beliefs and replacing them with knowledge, facts, and experiences that are more aligned with one's personal truth. This part of the text promotes learning, growth, and open-mindedness as keys to personal empowerment. You have the power to decide what is right for you, without fear, without shame, and without hesitation. This final statement is a call to action, reinforcing the idea that the individual holds the power over their own choices. It emphasizes that decisions should not be driven by fear of judgment, societal expectations, or self-doubt. Instead, it calls for confidence and conviction in making choices that serve one's happiness and well-being. Overall, this passage is about self-empowerment. It encourages personal responsibility, self-care, and the courage to make choices that align with one's true needs and desires. It is a reminder that happiness and well-being come from within, and that every individual has the ability to shape their own path without hesitation or fear. So here's the call to action: let go of unnecessary guilt. Accept that your needs matter. Recognize that your happiness is just as important today as it was years ago. The journey to self-acceptance starts with a simple truth: your well-being is in your hands. And when you embrace that truth, you unlock a deeper level of confidence, peace, and fulfillment. You are in control of your own happiness, and that is a power no one can take away from you.